Fantasy Island. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies. I'm back with another review. Today I'm going to be talking about Fantasy Island, the new horror movie from Blumhouse, starring Lucy Hale, Maggie Q, Michael Pena, and Portia Doubleday. So the basic premise of this movie pulls a little bit from the 1970s TV series of which the movie is based, in which people come to this island to live out their fantasies, but of course, spoiler alert, things don't go quite as they plan. Now in this movie, it's very similar concept. These people are brought to the island. They won a contest. That's kind of the guise in which they're brought to the island. They won this contest, and then because they won this contest, they'll be able to stay on the island and live out their fantasies. And anything is possible, okay? That's what Mr. Roarke, played by Michael Pena, tells them. This movie starts off pretty good, and then it just kind of falls off the rails. Let's get to the review. One of the film's biggest problems, besides the plot, which I'll get to in a minute, are the characters, which are extremely unlikable, with the exception of maybe Maggie Q's character. It's really hard to root for characters that you don't care about, especially once their fantasies start to play out and things get a little bit more serious and a little more dangerous. The entire time I just kept thinking, I don't care what happens to any of these people. I really don't. I absolutely don't care. The biggest problem with this movie is the plot, which is so convoluted. It is a complete mess. Not only is this movie trying to juggle multiple characters at once and all of their fantasies, but it's trying too hard, way too hard, to be clever. Oh my god, there's so many twists in this movie, none of which work because you can see them coming from a mile away. Okay? They're so predictable. And then when you get to the final act, it's just twist after twist after twist. I was getting a headache. And the final twist, the big twist of this movie, once it's revealed, and again, you can see it coming from a mile away, I just threw my hands up in the air because it's just the most ridiculous reveal ever. Just dumb. And dumb is a good way to describe this movie, really. The plot is dumb. The characters' fantasies, for the most part, again, with the exception of Maggie Q's character's fantasy, are just dumb. I mean, Maggie Q's probably the only redeemable character, actor, fantasy in this movie. Everybody else, from Lucy Hale and even Michael Pena, plays Mr. Roarke, and he is incredibly miscast in this movie, and so it just doesn't work with him in that role for this movie. Granted, this movie doesn't work at all, like the entirety of the movie doesn't work, but it doesn't help that all the other elements in this movie don't work either, and especially his character and his performance of that character. Honestly, I don't think this movie knew what it wanted to be. There are times where this movie is a full-on comedy, even though it's not funny, and other times it's a full-on horror slasher movie, even though it's not scary. So I don't know what Fantasy Island was supposed to be, because it's just bad and dull. That's the thing. It's really dull. Like, for all the things that are going on in this movie, with all the characters and all their fantasies, I was just bored, and there's nothing compelling happening in this movie whatsoever. It's really bad, guys. It's such a bad movie. I mean, I say this, and I'm not shocked by it. Okay? Make no mistake, I'm not shocked that this movie was bad, but I think I'm shocked by how bad it is. Like, it's really bad. It's to the point where I honestly do not know how some studio executive either read the script or read this premise and said, yes, let's throw millions of dollars into this and make this a movie. Fantasy Island is another example of Hollywood trying to revive franchises that are no longer viable. They continue to pull from movies and TV shows and things from the 70s and the 80s, and a lot of times it just will not translate to today for today's audiences. A lot of these movies, Charlie's Angels is one of those examples, are so steeped in the time period in which they were made that it just, you can try to refresh it, you can try to revitalize it, you can try to rework it, and it just doesn't work. I have no words. I have no other words. It's bad. Overall, Fantasy Island's bad. There's nothing good about it whatsoever. The acting's bad, with the exception of maybe Maggie Q. The plot is terrible. There's too many twists. The twists are dumb, especially the big twist at the end. And I really don't understand why this movie got made or how this movie got made. So there's that. So those are my thoughts on Fantasy Island. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comment section below. While you're here, please like this review and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.